Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my video. Today, we are going to discuss some amazing information in reference to phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension for young learners. It is very important and very vital to the education community to be able to learn how to teach these things and understand what they mean. And this is also going to be very informative for our families and students that we teach. So let's dive right on in. Thanks for coming. Right now I'm going to outline for you exactly what each one of those things mean. Phonemic awareness, it's all about having the ability to learn and understand the sounds heard through spoken language. This topic generally uses the skill of manipulation of individual sounds heard within words spoken. Hear me again. Phonemic awareness, it's not about the ability to sound out words, but it's more about learning to hear the sounds and manipulate their sounds individually. Now let's move to phonics, because sometimes people can tend to interchange and get them confused. Phonics and phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness actually has to be taught and learned before we can get to the foundations of phonics. You will hear the word sound a lot in all of these definitions, but it's how it's manipulated to be used. Phonics, it's going to teach about sound distribution, okay? It's going to be about understanding the relationship between letters and sounds. Those skills often can translate into learning how to devise text and print to pronunciation. For an example, the word cat. The phonics of that word is 3 different sounds. K for C, A for A, and T for T. Then you would have the child put it all together and you have cat. Next, you have vocabulary. Vocabulary is all about knowledge and what the child is learning and interpreting when they hear and see words. Knowledge is really the key to knowing and learning words by sight. But it's also succeeded by developing the skill for word recognition, the ability to decode, almost like I just did with the word cat. But they're going to understand the general meanings of these words. And a lot of times vocabulary is going to go hand in hand, excuse me, with a child being able to understand not the sound only of the word, but to see it and label it to go along with a picture. That's one of the best ways to teach vocabulary. And the best way to enhance that skill is to label objects, because most vocabulary starts with general words that we see and hear. That's why it's easier for them to pick up on those sight words that are the cat, because they will see a picture of a cat and know it's an animal, a dog, or just various animals. Same thing as a shelf. You would label it bookshelf or shelf, depending on if it's a bookshelf or just a shelf. And that goes with how you're going to, manage the classroom. You're going to label things by words and match it with the object. That's the best way to really teach that. Fluency. Once we get to this level, that means we are mastering and or have mastered the ability to read text confidently, quickly, and efficiently. Fluency builds stamina for the ability to read longer texts or print, as well as more complex, because by this time they should be at the level where they don't have to sound words out. They can put it together by the sight of what they see and the letters that they see, and make the comparison between the letters and the recognition and the sounds all in one. But again, that's when we're at our more mastered level. And lastly, what this the rest of the information within this presentation will be about is comprehension. Comprehension is the sole act of being able to interpret, being able to understand what was heard or seen. So that means when you're reading a story to a child or a young learner, and you're able to have that discussion with them and talk about the story, that means you're asking them to recall what they heard or what they seen, especially if it's your younger learners where you're maybe reading a picture book that has more pictures than words. But those different levels, they grow as the child progresses in age and grade. Comprehension, it serves as an act of passive remembrance. So those are all the key elements that you're going to read about more in detail, of different activities and how to teach them as you relate to the rest of this presentation. I definitely hope that the information that I've offered is informative and easy for you to grasp. Thank you so much. See you on the other side.